What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? I'm back at it, giving y'all my last video of the day. It's a little late, but people want it, so I want to tell y'all about Terry Rozier leaving my Celtics. Drew Bledsoe. Terry Rozier is coming to the Hornets. $19 million a year. Oh my God, they paying that man like he's a superstar. I told y'all about Terry Rozier a couple months ago, and I thought that he will get a position where he can start in a team that was willing to pay him. We knew that he did have that run when they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, came within a couple minutes from going to the NBA Finals, and he was the starting point guard on that team. He had some big games. He had a lot of games. He stepped up, specifically the home games, especially against the Bucks, where he did play very well. But Terry Rozier was very honest. He was saying that he felt like he can be a starter. He felt like he should be able to get those type of minutes. He felt like he can live up to that contract. But that's really everybody in the NBA, if I had to be honest, because a lot of players, if they get the opportunity to start and they're willing to get that money, if you even seen it with Trevor Ariza, he's not even a superstar player. He decided to go to Phoenix to get the money. And he did get the money, and then he got traded to the Wizards, but he still got paid. So there's a lot of players that can take more money to get a bigger opportunity. Will you win? Will you compete? And that's going to be the question for Terry Rozier. He's going to be able to get paid, but I don't really see them winning nothing in Charlotte because they just in just a terrible situation with their cap. And even though it will get better, they still have a chance to overpay. You got some rookies, and then you got to draft again because I don't really see this team winning right away. You're going to be stuck in a situation where you're going to be mediocre. Kemba did everything he could to get this team to win, and they just struggled just to make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Everybody talk about the East, how weak it is, Kemba was an all-star. Kemba was an all-NBA player and only could get this team to 39 wins. Like, put that in that perspective. I don't see nobody telling people that, but he got this team to 39 wins, all-star, 60-point games, 30-point games, lighting everybody up. Got off to one of the best starts in this season. He was in the MVP conversation because of the start that he got off to, but it ended up with 39 wins, not even enough to make it to the playoffs. So that's how hard it is to win in Charlotte. And a lot of it has to do with player development. People always say about drafting. I don't really think it's just as much as draft. You can draft a player that's athletic. You can draft a player like Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. People thought he was proven. People thought he can play, and people thought, even though they shouldn't pick him at number 2, that he was one of the top 5 picks. Most people had him in that top 5 that draft. So it ain't like they got somebody that was a bust. They got somebody that everybody thought would be good in the NBA. Same with Miles Bridges. A lot of people wanted Bridges like me. I thought Miles Bridges should have came out this first season. He went back, and he still was a lottery pick. But people thought he should have came out the year before he was going to be a lottery pick, and they picked him. So I'm being honest. I thought Miles Bridges was a good pick. I thought Malik Monk was a good pick. I thought Jeremy Lamb was a good pickup, and he did prove that this year, but now he's not even on the roster. So a lot of it has to do with bad management, but it also has to do with player development. Kemba took a while to get to where he was, but we knew because he was so miniature. He wasn't the best finisher. He wasn't the best shooter. He had to work and build himself up to the point where he was a quality to now all-star, all-NBA player. Terry Rozier has never proven that either. He hasn't proven that he's an all-star. He hasn't proven that he's one of the best point guards in the league. People forget that he was a solid player when we had made that finals run. He was an important piece because his ability to handle the ball and create his own shot and knock down threes. But Terry Rozier is a streaky scorer. He's not a great finisher. He's not a great shooter. He's not a great off-the-ball scorer. He's really a spark plug, a guy that can come in and give you some toughness, a guy that can come in and get you buckets. But he never really shot high from the field, even in that playoff run. He had games where he got hot, but majority of the games was hit or miss. And people forget that. They just look at that. They made it to the game 7. They don't look at Terry Rozier complete run. He had a couple good breakout games, but he was never able to do it over a long stretch of time, even in that playoff run. So Terry Rozier showed that he's an NBA player, and I don't think none of us is doubting that. But is he a guy that you can hand the keys over to a franchise and expect big things? I think that that's the problem. If Kemba Walker averaging over 24 points a game couldn't get you there, even to the playoffs. Just imagine with a worse roster and a point guard that hasn't even showed you that he can even do that. Terry Rozier to me is a guy that I like. I respect him. He can play, and I enjoy watching him play because he has that confidence. He feels like he's great. He has that swagger that he feels like he can take over a game. He can take over a fourth quarter, and he has done it. But when you're looking at a whole body of work, it's not there for him. And I think that that's why a lot of people are mad about this deal or don't agree with the deal. But I do understand why some people like it because you knew you was going to either have to overpay to keep Kemba and be mediocre to terrible or just okay, or you was going to have to let him go and replace him. Now, we knew that Terry Rozier wanted to prove that he can be a starter. We knew that Terry Rozier wanted to prove that he can play and be the leader of a team. Now, that's questionable too because I didn't really see him as a leader either. But other than that, Terry Rozier is a solid player. Is he a $19 million a year player? That's up to him. He has the confidence. He has the swagger to do it. Now it's just about seeing it. But one thing I will say, Terry Rozier's best season was last year, the 17-18 season, and he only gave you 11 points a game in 26 minutes. He shot 39% from the field, 38% from three, but he shoot 35% for a career from three. He's a 80% free throw shooter. He can give you some decent rebounding for his size because he's legitimately only 6'1", 190. But he also isn't that much of a passer or a playmaker. Kind of remind me of a watered down Kyrie, a guy that can create his own shot, get some step backs, collapse the defense, get to the free throw line if he got the right matchup. And he's a guy that will take bombs. He will pull up on you if you don't be in stance or you're not watching what you're doing or you go under the screen. Terry Rozier will let that thing fly quick. But that's that swagger. That's that confidence. So he has the mentality of a great player. But in the NBA where all the point guards are big, they all lanky, they all strong, they all can score, he could be a defensive liability. Nobody brings up defense when it comes to Terry Rozier. Nobody brings up dominance when it comes to Terry Rozier. So I'm just surprised that Charlotte was willing to pay him the $19 million. I agree with the majority of the people on that part. I feel like Terry Rozier probably can start, but should I give him a long-term commitment? Can I really build around Terry Rozier? That's where I think that they went wrong. Not just the $19 million, but can you really build a legitimate team with Terry Rozier being a starting point guard? Remember, Kyrie played majority of that season to help them get that record. It's not like Terry Rozier was the starting point guard all season and then he even dominated in the playoffs. He was coming off the bench majority of that season, started in the postseason, but he wasn't dominant throughout the whole postseason. So, we just got to wait and see on this one. We got to see it. Is he really going to get utilized the right way? Is they going to try to do some things to open him up, make his job a lot easier? I feel like Brad Stevens is one of the best play callers and drawing up easy opportunities, and Terry Rozier never was efficient. But in his defense, he's going to get quality long-term minutes. So we really get to see if Terry Rozier is what that Charlotte think he is, because he's going to be able to play with the same teammates majority of the year. He's going to be able to get consistent minutes majority of the year, and he's going to get plenty of time to prove himself because you got an 82-game season and you got the same teammates and you got the same shots. You got the same shots that you can get every game. We get to see the consistency. We really get to see what type of player Terry Rozier is because the minutes not an excuse. Coming off the bench is not an excuse. He's getting the spot, the minutes, the playing time, the ball in his hand. He's going to get everything he needs to prove that he can play. But can he replace Kemba? Kemba gave you everything he can give you, and you didn't make the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. They didn't make the playoffs last year, but that's how great Kemba was. Kemba wasn't known for his defense. He wasn't known as a franchise player to a lot of people until this season, and it still wasn't even enough. So if Terry Rozier is supposed to replace Kemba but not be Kemba, what is the expectation for Terry Rozier? That's another question that I got to my viewers. What is you expecting Terry Rozier to do? Because like y'all mad about the 19 million. Y'all don't feel like he deserved that money. Some people feel like he good because that playoff run, which he didn't dominate for a long stretch of time. He had good and bad games. He never got the consistent minutes as a starter. That's going to be done this year. Will he put up 20 points a game? Will he be efficient? Will he be able to close? He showed these things in spurts, but now he get a chance to do it for 82 games if he stay healthy. So these questions will be answered during this season. Will they make the playoffs? I doubt it. I don't think nobody's saying that either. But then again, what are you really giving them $19 million for if you don't feel like you can win with him as your player, as your point? And what are you really giving him $19 million for if you don't feel like you can win at a high level? You look at a lot of these players on this team, they're going to have to really show up because Terry Rozier is going to have a huge load on his hands, just like Kemba. Kemba was able to lift him as much as he could. He was able to do all he could, and he got individual accolades for doing that. But Terry Rozier is in a situation where everybody's going against the contract. Everybody's doubting him now. Everybody's saying this is a terrible move. And it's either he's going to prove all of us wrong, some of us been sleeping on him, he's going to wake us up, or it's either he's not going to live up to that contract, which everybody really thinks that's going to happen. But when I look at the roster, he has a decent roster, but not good enough. So I can't put all the blame on Terry Rozier if they fail because I don't look at Terry Rozier as an all-star caliber player either. And I am a Celtics fan. I watch every Celtics game, and I like what he brought to the table off the bench. I don't know if I like what he brings off the I don't know if I like what he brings to the table in general when it comes to being your franchise point guard for the next couple years. This is a tough situation for Charlotte. It's really going to be tough for them because they really couldn't find anything better, and they had to pay him like that just to get him to come. He got his opportunity. He got his money. Now he just got to show us. And if he does that, what will it result in? Will it result in individual success like we seen Kemba, or will they make the playoffs? The East is a little open in that 8th spot. The 8th and 7th spot open this year. Who going to grab it? The only person that can be his enemy is himself right now. Everybody going against Terry. Only person that can stop him from getting to these goals that he has for himself is himself. If he feel like he can reach these goals, if he feel like he can carry a team, if he feel like he is a legitimate starter, if he feel like he can play at an all-star level, his confidence level, his game weight, his style of play, and his confidence level is there. Now we just get to see as doubters, can he really do it? I want to see it. I watched him for many years. I even watched him in college. And honestly and truthfully, he can play. But is he a $19 million all-star? Can he lead them to the playoffs at least out of these 3 years once? That's going to be the question. Kemba missed it the last 2. Now we're going to see what Terry Rozier do. It's not that easy in the East no more. And even if it was, you're going to have to play at an amazing level. So everybody counting you out, Terry. Prove us wrong. And if you don't, you're still getting paid and you're still starting, so your dream still came true. But push yourself to play the best basketball you can. And if you do that, you can't disappoint yourself and you can't disappoint your team. You only can do what you can do. You only can go out there, work hard, perform as best as you can. But I'm not rooting against you. It just, you chose to make this move and this comes with it. It comes with the territory of wanting to be a franchise guy and an all-star player. But people are going to be optimistic about you. And that's all I'm saying. I see the decision. I see what the people are saying. I see what he's saying. And now it's just all time for us to see what happens. And I'm not going to judge you off year 1. I want to judge you off the season that you play. So if you make it once, I give you credit. If not, then it'll be a disappointment. But it's still what you wanted to do, and it's still the direction you wanted to go in. So your dream came true. Starting point guard, franchise player for that point guard position, and you got paid. Now it's just about delivering on your end and shutting us up, or just getting your dream done that you're a starting point guard and you got the check that you need to take care of your family. Either way, to me, Terry Rozier wins. But at the same time, our expectations and our opinions is the only thing that we make up. But that's how the game goes. Do y'all think this is overpaid, underpaid, overrated? Do you think he can live up to it? Do you think that he won't? Do you think that Charlotte is crazy? People calling them crazy. Some people saying that they had no better deal. Some people said they had him, but they overpaid him. At this point, you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's something that we all know. So Terry, either he's gonna put up or shut up, or he's gonna get paid, start for the next 3 years, and then be back to coming off the bench in the future if he don't live up to the hype. Either way, his dream came true and he living it out. So I'm happy and proud of him. So as a Celtics fan, I'm glad to see him finally get the opportunity to prove to himself what he feel like he can do. So I'm rooting for him in that term. But what I have seen as a Celtics fan leave a little bit more to be desired. Let me know what you guys think, though. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that likes the videos. Thanks for everybody that comments. I like the activity that you guys have shown. I answered comments that make sense, if that makes sense. And also, at the end of the day, if you like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies. I break down players. I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. I'm gone.